Yes, ProjectSAM just updated their Orchestral Essentials 1 and 2. There will be a giveaway. The Orchestral Essentials have been the very first two libraries that I ever bought, and I still love them. In my opinion, still the best all-in-one orchestra, especially if you need to sketch out something really quick or you plan to buy your very first orchestral library. I received my very first copyright claim in an older video of mine where I used Orchestral Essentials to make a mock-up of Hans Zimmer's Madagascar score, Zuster's Breakout. Welcome and welcome back. I'm Martin, and first of all I suggest we listen to a trailer that I scored back in summer 2021 using exclusively Orchestral Essentials 1 and 2, and then we talk a little bit about that library.
Tell me, does one choose to be alone? No, one doesn't. Just give me 1 minute of your precious time.
Precious time.
My name is Victor. You are so much more than just a sheep, aren't you? Look at you. You're an adventurer, Frank. A lone wolf.
It took me ages to tie that rope with my fucking hoofs.
Memories, really. And making that video made me realize again how much I'm related to ProjectSAM and their libraries. And if you shouldn't know it, on their website there are tons of tutorials showing you how to write in different genres and styles using their libraries step by step. This is really amazing. And by the way, if you're interested in a walkthrough of that track and what I did there precisely, let me know in the comments. I might make then a walkthrough of that track too. What is the Orchestral Essentials series? ProjectSAM is mostly known for the Symphobia series, and they released those famous libraries back in 2008, if I remember well. And what's so cool is that recently they updated all of their libraries. And updating doesn't mean in this case bringing in new sample material. I mean, it's an orchestra. Violins still do sound the same, but they worked on the interface. They made it really modern. It's really fun to play with. The all-in-one browser now is really intuitive, and you have neat features now all over the place, from Symphobia 1 to the Orchestral Essentials, like their adaptive sync, which they introduced with Pandora originally. And you get those same features even in Orchestral Essentials, which is something like their best of. What do you mean by best of? You get a little bit of everything, you know, you get the strings and the brass and the woodwinds and the choir and the piano and the percussion. There is really a little bit of everything. Of course, there might be only strings staccato. You don't get staccato and staccatissimo and spiccato and spiccatissimo. You don't get various microphone positions, but that's fine, and that's even maybe one of the reasons why I suggest this library to beginners. It's not too complicated. It's just you have short strings to work with, you know, to learn how they work and what they can do and stuff like this. And if you learn how to program Orchestral Essentials, I think my trailer really showed it, then you can come up with quite impressive results. If I could go back to my beginner self, I would say, buy this, switch off the internet, stick with it for at least 6 months. Learn how to use it, learn how the orchestra works, learn how to tweak the sounds, and then simply enjoy it and write good music with it. As you might have noticed, you have still seen the old interface of Orchestral Essentials 1 and 2, and the cool red is now gone in Orchestral Essentials 2. It became yellowish because, as I said, I wrote that track back in summer 2021. But that's not a problem at all, I think, and I suggest now we go a little bit through the various sounds, and then I will introduce you to the new all-in-one browser and how it works, and even how easy it is to create your very own multis and that stuff. Let's go. I started my whole track with the piano, the celeste, and another cool feature. Just dividing the various notes, and the whole philosophy of ProjectSAM was always to record the orchestra as a whole, because it sounds so much more realistic if you have them all play together and don't layer them in various tracks with various patches. So here, for example, there is one patch which is called the piano with harp and vibes. This is their philosophy and I like it. I like it a lot. From this we go to the strings, and here I do have the sordinos, the legato, cello, even this, such a nice sound. They together sound like this. Then there comes the tremolo. Pretty cool. And then later on I do have, of course, the strings long and the staccato strings, and another pretty neat feature in Orchestral Essentials 2. Listen to this. There are the staccato strings. And then listen to this. Those are spiccato strings with the grace note down if you trigger the keyboard hard enough. Just like this. So cool, so cool. They thought about so many details. Then we do have the solo oboe. I think this one is quite famous. It's originally from Symphonia 2. This is a legato instrument in this case. Then we do have in the track, just to get you a little bit familiar with the sound, the woodwind shorts. They're doing this. Choir. Who would have thought of this? You get choir in the Orchestral Essentials. Brass. We do have the epic horns, the brass long, the brass shorts. And even there is this thing with the brass in the epic horns. If you dial in the mod wheel, you get this. So many tiny little details. You must love this orchestral library because you get so many details. Then something pretty neat too from the Orchestral Essentials 1, for example. Here, the full orchestra action patch. Just to give you an idea how this one sounds. Even here I used this full orchestra action. And I think you get the idea. This is the broad stroke. This is not, the first violins and the second violins and those details. No, this is the big epic orchestra. Just like this. And I think this is even, what ProjectSAM is really famous for, in my opinion. Then, and that's so cool, even you do get percussion. You do get percussion in the Orchestral Essentials series. Let's just quickly go through the percussion a little bit, what I did here. And when I wrote that track, Adaptive Sync wasn't available, so the cymbal swells and that stuff, I needed, to tweak it, to have it precisely on the beat. Now I will show you this in a second. You have Adaptive Sync on those. You can say the swell needs to last precisely to the downbeat or 2 beats or whatsoever. Pretty cool. You do get, and this is another cool thing, effects, orchestral effects, and they do sound like this. And this is stuff that you can't program, or you have it in your library, record it, or you don't have it. This is so cool. And then just to show you another thing that is in there, sound design, and there is lots and lots and lots of sound design too. So I hope this could give you quickly an idea of the content, more or less still in the old browser, still in the old colors, and let's dive into the new one. Orchestral Essentials 1 in the new browser, the famous all-in-one browser now. Let's clear everything. Starts like this, it's still green, and then here you have the library, and then there you see the instruments, the full orchestra, the string sections. We went already through some of the sounds. For example, let's go for the full orchestra. The dark orchestra. Which is more sound design. The warm sustains. With this one, work a lot with the mod wheel because other layers blend in, blend out, and you do have chords. Even the velocity does a lot in these libraries. Program this sound. You can do it, of course, but here you get it recorded, the whole orchestra recorded. Then you do have the string section, and now we have the arco strings. The staccato, the tremolo, the pizzicato, and the effects. That's pretty cool too. The concert harp, the piano mystique that we had at the beginning. There is lots and lots of content. The timpani, the cymbals, the sound design, the drones and the risers. Pretty cool stuff. Let's go to the cymbals. You can see in the cymbals you do have just the short cymbal, or you do have the cymbal swell. And for the swell, you see here adaptive sync. You say how long this needs to be. 1 beat, 6 or 7 beats. Then you can hear that the sample is stretched too much. It works precisely, but it's not like in Pandora where you get a warning, like the sample now is stretched too much. Play a little bit with this, you have 16th, 8th notes. So you can do pretty cool things because you really get, you know, those swells time synced. This is such a time saver, really. If you program this stuff, this is such a time saver. And I think we are a little bit through, you know, you have to shake the percussive elements, Japanese percussion, ensemble, world percussion. Multis. What are multis? Multis are basically where they stacked various patches, various instruments together. We can do this ourselves quickly. I would like to show you this. For example, I start with the Celesta. I have the Celesta key. You see here's the plus button. I press plus. I choose the second instrument. In this case, I go for the piano. And there you see, there we have them. If I go to the advanced tab here by the way, you know, you have the ADSR, limiter, filter, the stereo. There you see the piano range and the Celesta range. So for example, I can bring down, you see even here the coloring, the piano to precisely overlap on the C. So I do have the piano here. And then it continues only with the Celeste. This is so cool. If you would like to stack or to layer brass and strings and woodwinds, you create your very own multis pretty quick. And another cool thing, you do have a note stacker here. Lots and lots of stuff, but I said there are the multis, and I think if you think about ProjectSAM, you think about the multis because they are really cue starters. They are really, you know, the spark of your ideas. Medieval Echo. Are you sure? Yes. We have Knight Rider working for a second, and then where they stacked the harp and the piano and the celeste. So in Orchestral Essentials, just to sum this up, or maybe should we go for another one quickly, Angels versus Demons. Let's just see what this one is doing. You get basically the orchestra in Orchestral Essentials 1. If we head over to Orchestral Essentials 2, I already loaded up here one of the multis, which is called Mission Complete. And this is cool because you do have here a snare. You do have here the low strings. And you do have here a trumpet. You see, you can with those multis pretty quick get ideas started. I like them a lot. And if we look here at the instruments, then you see you even here have a mixed ensemble of orchestra and strings and brass and woodwinds. But for example, here you get the soloists. For example, the legato oboe that we had before. Dynamics, you always choose if you would like to have them on the velocity or on the mod wheel or on any other CC controller. You do have pretty cool flute in here. Here you do have the reverb. Even that's pretty nice. So I think you get a little bit the idea. Even here the percussion, the gran cassa, the tom-toms, the cymbals. The cymbals here, you do have the hits. Or you do have the crescendi, and the crescendi in this case, again, they are time synced. One beat. So cool, so cool. You have the bassoons and the celli, for example, as a legato patch. So nice. The full orchestra here. You have orchestra and choir. Work with the mod wheel on this one. You have the bassoon and the piano and the harp. String woodwind staccato. Lots of stuff, even in Orchestral Essentials 2. My advice, get both if you can. The epic French horns. Horns and trombones. Everything that your heart might desire. Even here you have a piano, you have a box organ, you have the sound design, glorious carnage. Pretty cool. And then of course all those multis. I'm pretty sure these two libraries will keep you occupied for weeks if you really would like to learn them, if you really would like to play through all those patches and sounds and multis. Yes, at the very beginning I was talking about a giveaway, and my friends over at ProjectSAM, they have been so nice to hand out one copy of the Orchestral Essentials 1, and stay tuned on my channel. Very soon I will come up with a video explaining what you can do to be part of the prize draw of that copy of Orchestral Essentials 1. No better time than now to subscribe to the channel to don't miss the next video. The wonderful animated clip that you saw at the beginning, the Cosmos Laundromat, was provided by my friends over at the QTube. If you're part of their community, then you will get this clip pretty soon too, that you can rescore yourself, enjoy, and even now enjoy seeing it again in full screen and listen to the music now that you know what precisely is going on with the Orchestral Essentials. And that's it for today from my side. If you would like to see another video of mine, then I suggest watch the video where I have Orchestral Essentials versus All-in-One. Might be interesting, pretty sure. And see you in the next video or in the next live stream. Make good music always. Bye bye.
Tell me, does one choose to be alone? No, one doesn't. Just give me 1 minute of your precious time.
Precious time.
My name is Victor. You are so much more than just a sheep, aren't you? Look at you. You're an adventurer, Frank. A lone wolf.
It took me ages to tie that rope with my fucking hoof.